And in this modern age of basketball, it's hard to lead from the center position, especially when you're young, and there are a lot of dynamics on that team with the power and how they're going to be their best selves. And I've just I kind of, you have to sometimes keep things out of that telescopic view, and you want to be microscopic, like every game matters. But this is a tough stretch for the Timberwolves. They've had 3 games in 4 days, and you probably look at this big picture and you're like, okay, against the Jazz, against the Thunder, against the Spurs, these are all must-win games if we're trying to prove ourselves as real contenders in the West. And they dropped 2 out of those 3. So I know that there's frustrations, but it's never great to air out a teammate, even if you're joking. Some teammates don't like jokes or don't like, to be called out in public. And like Matt said, we all know we went through the first few years in the league of eating what we wanted. And then the league humbles you at some point. That comes around 5 years, 8 years into the league. And then you realize, hey, the advantage that I have is by taking care of my body and my nutrition, not trying to force people to your timeline because that's where you are in the league in that moment.
That's still a problem for me.
I knew that was coming.
But also, this is the first time there's been real expectations on this team in a long time.
Exactly.
Since Kevin Garnett has been there. So, I mean, maybe they're feeling just a little bit of the pressure because they do have the best roster they've had in a long time, being able to add Gobert and what he brings to this team. So I think they're feeling a little bit of that squeeze, too, like we're supposed to be better than this. But, again, it's still early.
But I like that. I kind of like that, right? I like the fact that maybe they air these things out at this point in the season. Hey, we care this much. I made a mistake in saying this, but let's keep it pushing.
Please air it out, but air it
inside, in the locker room.
It's one of those things that if folks had said it to each other in the locker room and then it makes its way, sometimes we see that happen. But in terms of the scale of big deal to little deal to no deal, this kind of skews more.
And also, as vets, what do we do? Like, whenever I have a young rookie that says I need to eat better, it's like, oh, I've got this chef that helps me meal prep, and it's like, let me throw you a couple meals. I'm like, free food, I got it.
Keep eating your Popeyes and cheeseburgers and keep dunking. You'll be all right.
Right, but here's the thing, though. Anthony Edwards been doing this since he came into the league. Could have been had this conversation with him. And then look, Ray Allen, let me applaud Ray Allen for a second. Ray Allen used to always decompress before he did post-game interviews, and he would give short answers. And I said, why? He said, because after losses, he would be so frustrated that he would need to go home, sleep it off, and then let him regroup and rethink things, and then he would like to go back to the next practice and answer those same questions. So it's a lot of teaching moments. And by the way, this is one thing why the Minnesota Timberwolves might just miss Pat Bell, their locker room presence that's able to bring that camaraderie and hold guys accountable inside the locker room.
Thank you for that perspective.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.